What if one day humanity simply disappeared from the Earth? No trace of us left behind. How would the planet react? In the first few days after humans vanish, our cities would fall silent. There would be no more traffic, no more bustling crowds. Only the hum of nature beginning to take back what was once its own. In the first week, power plants would shut down without anyone to maintain them. Cities, once brightly lit, would plunge into darkness, leaving behind a shadowy silence. With no humans, animals would slowly creep into areas they avoided. Deer would roam freely in suburban backyards. Wolves and bears would stalk through what used to be quiet neighborhoods. Months would pass, and nature would continue its unstoppable march. Vines would snake through the cracks in sidewalks. Moss would grow thick on buildings, making the landscape almost unrecognizable. Over time, our once mighty skyscrapers would begin to crumble. The wind and rain, unchecked by repairs, would wear them down. What was once a symbol of human achievement would be reduced to ruins. Waterways, once clogged by pollution, would start to clear up. Fish populations would rebound. In the oceans, whales and dolphins would swim freely, no longer dodging ships or dealing with oil spills. But what about the technology left behind? Satellites would continue orbiting Earth, collecting dust as they drifted through the space's emptiness. Meanwhile, the International Space Station, abandoned, would eventually fall back to Earth. Hundreds of years later, cities would look like ancient ruins, covered by dense forests. Animals would have fully adapted to their new habitats, creating ecosystems free of human interference. By now, what was left of human civilization would be hidden under layers of earth and plants. Our plastic waste, however, would remain, a lasting imprint on the planet for millennia. Buildings would collapse, bridges would rust, and roads would be overtaken by plant life. Yet Earth's wildlife would thrive like never before. Birds, mammals, insects, and fish would reclaim their territories, rebuilding ecosystems from scratch. Around 10,000 years after humans disappeared, the only remaining traces of us would be the Great Wall of China, the pyramids of Giza, and some plastic and nuclear waste. Even our tallest buildings would have turned to dust. But what about the atmosphere? Without pollution, the skies would grow clearer than they've been in centuries. Temperatures would start to stabilize and the greenhouse effect would begin to reverse. With no more deforestation, trees would dominate the landscape. Rainforests would expand, reforesting much of the land humans once cleared. They would become the planet's lungs again, absorbing carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen. It's not just the animals and forests that would thrive. Even our farmlands would revert to grasslands and wildflower fields, creating habitats for all sorts of species. Insects like bees, which were once endangered, would thrive once again. Rivers would reclaim their natural paths. Dams built by humans would eventually break, and once flooded valleys would emerge as wild riverbeds once again. Nature would fully regain control. With no more human impact, Earth would become a greener, wilder place, more diverse, more resilient. It would continue to thrive for millions of years without us, until the sun's eventual demise. But our legacy wouldn't be completely forgotten. Radio waves from our broadcasts would continue traveling through space, a faint echo of our once vibrant civilization. Without us, Earth will heal. But the question remains, can we learn to live in harmony with our planet before we force it to heal without us? We still have the power to change this future. By making sustainable choices today, we can leave a lasting impact that protects our planet for future generations. The Earth doesn't need us to survive, but we need it. So let's ensure we don't become just another chapter in its long history. Want to see more interesting facts? Subscribe to our channel and like this video to stay informed about our planet and beyond.